The first word, pisteuo, this first word right there, Strong's number 4100, which we'll look at in a moment, can be translated as believe or have faith in. It's a verb in the present indicative active form. Second person is the case there. So we've got believe in God. He's speaking to a group of people, right? Believe in God, pisteuo eis ton theon, kai, and or also, eis me pisteuo. You must believe in me. If you're going to believe in God, then you must also believe in me, the me in the Greek there. But notice that it's the same Greek word, 4100 in the Strong's number. Pisteuo is used both times. Believe in God, believe also in me. What's Yeshua trying to challenge us with? Well, I believe this is part of Shema theology when it comes to Trinity. We have a genuine faith in God, and if that faith in God is genuine, then our faith in Messiah will also be genuine. But it goes deeper than that. I believe Yeshua is not just saying, well, you have this surface level understanding in your head about who God is and what he does, and you trust that he's going to provide for you and keep you safe, right? Let not your hearts be troubled. But at the same time, then I want you to know that I'm going to keep you safe too, right? You can trust in me. I'm reliable as well. I think it's a little more than that. And on the surface, it is that though, right? Let not your hearts be troubled. But when Yeshua said, believe in God, believes also in me, if we put that into the context of Yeshua's statement, his sayings as a whole, then I do believe that Yeshua is challenging us with this idea that faith in God is going to eventuate in faith in Messiah if we allow the Holy Spirit to do that work in us. So much so that we come to the conclusion that God is the only God that we can place our faith in, and thus Messiah must be one with this very same God, because there's only one belief and only one object of faith. The object of our faith is God in this verse, pisteuo eis ton theon, and therefore with equal application, the faith in Messiah, kai eis me pisteuo. We also believe in Messiah. That's going to link the two together as one object of faith. Not believing in two gods, but belief in one God. Now, let's turn to playing with this idea of this word pisteuo. Let's look this up. And is it that in the first century and today, that God expects faith to be a means unto itself? What does believing in God eventuate in? What does it lead to? What's it expected to lead to? Does God anticipate that our faith in him is just going to stop and not give rise to something more? Is there something that God expects of us? This is the question I'm posing. As Gentile Christians, unfortunately, again, not all of us, but many of us have been led to believe that faith is really all that's important to God. I submit to you, as a Messianic Jewish man, that faith was not the end of the picture, the end of the story. I like to envision a coin in the hand of God. It's a two-sided coin. One of the sides is faith, pisteuo, we're going to look at here in a moment. But the other side of the coin is what we would describe as faithfulness or obedience. And so it is both sides that are precious to God. Yes, we need to get our priorities right. Faith leads to faithfulness. We're going to see this when we turn to Galatians here in a moment. Let's look first at this Strong's number 4100. The Greek word is pisteuo, and Strong's defines it as to believe or to entrust, have faith in. The word studies down below talks about to be persuaded, right? Believing with the sacred significance of being persuaded, something to that effect. The context shows that belief or faith, from which we derive faith, the verbal faith, is derived from a noun, pistis. 41:02. And the context indicates whether this verbal form of belief or faith is self-serving, or the believing that leads to or proceeds from God's inbirthing of faith. So it can be a very difficult topic to discuss if you want to get really, really deep into it. I'm trying to avoid all of that tonight. Let me just tell you the bottom line up front, in case you get lost in my discussion along the way. God expects faith from his followers. The Bible is given to us to lead us to the profession of faith in God, to lead us to this recognition that there's only one God and that he alone is faithful and worthy, the object of our faith. He is alone is the worthy object of our faith. By placing our faith in God, we allow the Spirit to change our understanding of God and thus to accept God's Messiah into our life. And so our faith in God, if it's genuine, if it's Spirit-led faith, will lead us into a decision that Jesus is the one true Messiah sent by God to bring us into a right relationship with the God that we're placing our faith in.